We're back, people, and today we're going to film on Bradley Chubb and Jaelan Phillips, Miami Dolphins edge duo. And honestly, they dominated this game. They destroyed the Raiders' offensive line. They've been doing this for weeks now. Bradley Chubb has been playing super consistent, and ever since Phillips came back from injury after like a game or two of getting into the flow of things, he's just been elite off the edge with his pass rushing ability. Super fun to watch both these guys. I feel like other than Ramsey, they're the two biggest difference makers on this defense, game-changing plays. They win a lot of their one-on-one pass rush reps. Like in this game, and both of them were getting a lot of attention. Like Phillips was getting chipped a lot in the beginning. Chubb started dominating his reps. They started throwing some tight end help to his side. And when they got their one-on-one reps, they definitely made the offensive lineman pay. Here you can see a nice win by both of them. And this is a great work here from Phillips. With the running back to his side, he knows he might get chipped. He gets chipped a lot throughout the season. They usually have a tight end. Here he sees this running back, so he sets this up, attack the outside half of this offensive lineman, getting him to leave out as much space as possible, then hit that inside counter, hit a club swim move, good core strength, work to the inside, fight through all of this, get your hand to the back, and help create this pressure, get this sack finish. Sealer helps out as well. And then Chubb, we'll go back, watch him from the other angle. He also was able to get a nice win on his matchup, and they're sliding the protection to the left, so he has nowhere to work to the inside. So he does a good job with his footwork here, mixing things up, mixing up his stride. I think he does a good job like with this stuff. This thing kind of go unnoticed, where sometimes people just run with the exact same stride length, exact same pace, exact same hand usage, and it makes it very obvious what you're trying to do. He keeps the offensive lineman off balance here, and he does really good, shows some really good footwork there, and some decent bend to get around to the quarterback, get hands on, also create a pressure and a hit there. Doesn't, get a sack on the stat sheet, but he was also very, very prominent in this game. We got Bradley Chubb dominating his one-on-one rep. When he was getting one-on-one, he was definitely making an impact. He's the one who gets like the pressure and hit here. That's why, sometimes it's important to get this type of stuff as well, not just the sacks, because first of all, just great job with his hand usage. Footwork again, he ties his feet and hands so well together, just keeps these guys off balance, uses that inside hand to create this space, and now he swipes underneath, swipe rip. He hits him with like long arm to two arms, now swipe rip underneath, gets this hit and pressure on him, and it makes him miss his target, which this was a 3rd and 7 situation. If he caught that, it would have been a first down. Just great job affecting these plays. Like even when they're not, getting the sacks, they're having a huge impact. Like continuously, they're getting a lot more pressure. It's nice to see what Bradley Chubb and Jaelan Phillips are bringing to the table. Jaelan Phillips is absolutely ridiculous. Like to get around a tight end to his side, like it's insane what he's doing. His bend, his athleticism like that is really, really nice. Like this is a 2nd and long situation. He has the tight end and the running back to his side, so he thinks like he could get chipped here. So he gets really wide, gets outside of this guy, has the speed here, just hits that rip move underneath, and then look at that bend, the ability to corner when he's already past the quarterback like this, like the ankle flexion, get around. He's fighting through the contact. You can see the hip fluidity, like right here. Look how his body is bending, and he's still able to get a hit on the quarterback. Forces Adams to, like, good coverage on the back end as well. Kind of forces Adams to drop underneath. Chubb isn't rushing on this one. He's actually dropping into coverage, doing a decent job too, as you can see, because he's like in the way of a throwing lane to Renfro initially. He comes off to that side, and then they throw it back underneath. Chubb's there to help make a tackle with I think that's Ramsey. But yeah, just really solid play from these two throughout the game, as you'll see. In Phillips he's just such an elite pass rusher. I think a pretty good word to use to describe both these guys is relentless. As you can see on this play for Phillips, Chubb's not in the game on this one. Van Kinkel's playing the other edge spot, but they are relentless. As you'll see with a lot of their reps, they're getting blocked from multiple different angles, and they're just getting up there, tossing this guy out of the way. He used a hump move in this game, which is very interesting move that Phillips has added to his bag. So I'm using it a couple of times actually. Here sees that the right tackle isn't blocking him. He's blocking down, so he wants to constrict down, meet this offensive lineman at the point of attack. But based on his angle, he realizes that this is probably play action and adjusts to get upfield. So he takes him on at the point of attack, now sees that it is a passing situation, so he creates that space, then hits him with that hump move, hard like club type thing. You attack that. You want to get maybe a little bit lower into the armpit, but it's something, the best of using the pass. And you can just see the power, create that space, get another hit on Aiden O'Connell. Love seeing them get pressures, get hits. I know people want to see sacks. He does end up with 2 sacks in this game, but I feel like one thing that people don't realize is usually when you're getting pressure and like those are usually better indicators of like future success, because sometimes with sacks you get these sacks that happen like either after 4 or 5 seconds, they're not super impressive, or they're just like cleanup sacks where everyone else created the big play. Pressure is usually a good way to tell how well as a player is playing, and then that will lead to sacks for sure if it's not coming at that moment in time. 3rd and 4 situation, they decide to run the ball. Chubb makes a big impact play to get this stop. They actually both have been pretty solid versus the run this year. I wouldn't say they're both really known for that, but they've been better, and it's nice to see because stopping the run has really allowed like this defense to take off. I think that's the biggest key, because I always feel like a lot of these guys can make an impact as a pass rusher, but they're put into situations where it's hard to really get off the ball, not obvious passing situations a bunch, especially like in that first game versus the Chargers. They were always behind. They had to get ahead of the sticks. Now stopping the run on 1st and 2nd down has been super huge to getting these guys unleashed, and this time they try to run on 3rd and 4, and look what he does to this tackle. Just gets him caught up with this guy, but good job getting control at the point of attack, good technique, good power, and then taking a tackle on Josh Jacobs. Phillips also there to help. They're trying to block him with a tight end and a receiver, and that's just not going to work. Here is the first Jalen Ramsey interception where I think they get a nice little impact play. They're both pretty much there at the point of attack, but I think you really want to focus on Bradley Chubb on this specific play. As you can see, again, they're both like getting some help to their side. There's a tight end to slow down Phillips initially. The running back is to this side, and Chubb sees that, so he's just taking that inside path. Good job using his hands. He also now is like working this stunt action. He crashes down, takes out this guy just completely out of the way, knocks him. Just love the relentless pass rush ability, using his hands, the play strength, core strength, good body control and balance, because he's never really falling over. Like, I do think his body control and balance is probably his best athletic traits. Very solid to see this, because sometimes when you put in these situations where you're constantly just running into people, you can get knocked off balance very easily, and he's just taking guys out. Like, look what happens to those. And he's able to get some pressure. O'Connell leaves the ball behind his receiver, and that helped get that Ramsey interception. 1st and 10, they go play action, but Chubb is recognizing that it's going to be a pass very quickly. A lot of times, early in this game, they kind of got slowed down by the play action, and that's why they had a couple big plays. Phillips drops into coverage here, so I think he technically gets a target on this play, and no catch against his name, so that probably helps out on the stat sheet. But look how him recognize this. They bring the tight end across. He just sees based off the body language of these players that's going to be passed, makes the first guy miss. Really good job. Then the running back's on him, toss him out of the way. The tight end's also there to throw a body. He sticks with it, sticks relentless. Him and Davis are both able to get a pressure hit on the quarterback. This is just really good work. They're showing so many bodies on all of these different guys. They're sliding the protection to this side of the field, so if Phillips comes, they have the numbers over here. Then bring everyone else, all the other 3 non-offensive linemen, to block Chubb, and it did not work. This is another Jaelan Phillips sack, just super impactful on the play. He hits I love this move from him here. So another situation where he has a tight end to his side, try to slow him down. So he gives a hesitation at the beginning. And as you can see here, he's just setting this up, being patient, doesn't want to get chipped. So now he sees it, boom, explode. Tries to hit that chop to the outside, kind of misses with his hands. And so then he goes to the rip underneath. And now once this guy's off balance, he hits another hump move. Throw that right arm underneath this part while he's off balance. Throw him out of the way, get back, show off that relentless hustle, relentless motor. He has a high motor. He's constantly doing this stuff. Big time plays from Jaelan Phillips when it mattered. Him and Chubb were just so impactful. I think they're just one of the best duos in the league. To me, I feel like Chubb looks a lot more explosive, like fluid in the lower half. Just throughout the season, he just feels like he's hitting different levels. Like, look at this setup move. He gives this guy a little shake here at the top, like he's going to work to the inside, and just makes him miss very quick. Hits that chop to the outside and is able to bend. The ball comes out very fast, so he's only able to get the pressure and hit. They end up getting completion, but that's a very nice pass rush move out of Chubb from this side of the field. Last play, they're going to break down. Got to show the Jaelan Phillips interception, just because, it's not the most impressive play as for like getting an interception wise, but he does actually help set this up, because they're working some game at the bottom of the screen, and he's the crash guy, and Wilkins is a loop guy. He crashes down and takes both guys with him, which allows Wilkins to loop around. So he helps create this pressure for Christian to get on, and then he has to just throw it up because it's fourth down. So Jaelan Phillips gets his first interception, which is nice to see. Very, very impactful play from these two. Bradley Chubb, Jaelan Phillips, both just creating constant pressure and annoyance for this Raiders O-line, and I feel like they're two of the most important players, I think, for the rest of the season, because this defense is going to be huge, and if you have two guys that can create a dominant pass rush, it makes it very difficult for the opponents to have some success on offense. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and get out of page.